would say it depends on who we're talking about. But for the most part, we're going to take care of our people. There are some people that really don't deserve to be taken care of, and we'll take care of them in a different way.
The idea of the president deciding who will and who won't get back pay, a new fear for many federal workers. James Jones is a veteran who is now furloughed from his job as a maintenance mechanic in the National Park Service in North Carolina.
If we don't get back pay, that's going to be devastating for a lot of folks, a lot of federal employees, because they're going to, they depend on that back pay money to catch up on their bills.
President Trump would not say which workers stand to lose that money.
Why do you say some federal workers should not get their back pay? Why do you say some?
Well, you're going to have to figure that out, okay? Ask the Democrats that question.
And Democrats say what the president is proposing defies a law he signed himself.
The law is clear. Every single furloughed federal employee is entitled to back pay. Period. Full stop.
And even some Republicans tonight calling it, quote, a strategic mistake.
There's a lot of good, hardworking people out there. It's just, I don't think that is helpful discussion right now. Let's get out of the shutdown.
Well, thanks to Rachel Scott. And now to the fireworks on Capitol Hill. President Trump today indicated hundreds of thousands of furloughed federal workers may not receive back pay automatically when the government reopens. During Trump's first term, Congress passed a law that guaranteed back pay for federal workers. As you know, many are relying on those checks to pay their rent and bills. Is it your understanding that they should receive back pay?
Well, Lindsay, as long as they're not fired, I think some of these people will probably end up being fired, and those are the ones that probably would never receive any back pay, so to speak. But we'll see. I hate to ever speak for the president.
We know that President Trump said yesterday that he was negotiating with Democrats. Shortly thereafter, Senator Schumer said that's not true. So are those conversations happening at this point?
Well, Lindsay, they are, but I think we have two different issues going on. One is funding the government, and the other one is fixing these temporary COVID subsidies. I think they're two very distinct issues. I want you to remember this, that Chuck Schumer, the last 5 years, has voted for over 50 continuing resolutions, over 50 stopgap measures. He voted yes on every one except this one. That's what leadership typically does. And then we have fights over these other issues like the COVID subsidies for the ACA. I'm very willing to have those discussions. Those talks are starting, but I want to make it very clear. We need to open the government so we can actually solve those problems.
We saw the fireworks in the Senate today between A.G. Bondi and particularly Illinois Senator Dick Durbin. At one point, A.G. Bondi said to him, "I wish you'd love Chicago as much as you hate President Trump." They were squaring off over National Guard deployment. Taking a step back, are you concerned about American citizens increasingly seeing more armed military on the streets?
No, what I hear from people across America, especially in Kansas, is that they're concerned for their safety and well-being. They're thrilled that we're secured, but we still have so many murders and violent crimes in all of these states, especially states. We saw how President Trump cleaned up what was going on in Washington, D.C. So I think first and foremost, I'm a father, I'm a grandfather, I worry about the safety of my family, and the crime is out of control in cities. So I think that people are glad that President Trump is stepping in there with limited roles for the military to be